Welcome to my recap of the first Microsoft Fabric conference in Las Vegas. My name is Andreas Koblischke. I'm the CEO of the German company called Datenkultur, which means data culture. In this video, you'll see the first part of the PowerBI roadmap session. Ken Manus, the Vice President of Product for Fabric and PowerBI, gives us an overview of the session content. This video is part of a series. I'll deliver all the detailed demonstrations subject by subject in single videos. The stage is set for Ken Manus now.
Thank you all for being here. Super excited to have you guys. Super excited to just get the Power BI community together again. It's been a minute since we've all been here in person together at our first ever Fabric conference. So let's get right into it. Power BI has been around for 8 years, nearly 9 years this summer, right? Yes. Who's been here since the beginning? Who's been around since before Power BI was Power BI, we know it. Yeah, I see lots of hands. So we've been on a journey together, and I'm so grateful for that journey that we've all been on together, and thank you for staying with us, and I'm super excited about what's to come with Fabric. And really, everything we've done in Power BI from the beginning is about driving a data culture. Whether it's every person sitting, playing with data, trying to figure out what's going on, every team making a decision, any scale, any organization, big or small, right? And Arun talked about this in the keynote yesterday, but Power BI has this unique opportunity, right? Power BI is the bridge between the business users working in office, making decisions, trying to just get an answer to their question, and the professional developers, the data engineers, the data warehousing practitioners, the data scientists living in Fabric. So Power BI is really in this unique position to bring these people together and to enable them. So, Arun talked about a lot of this, so I'm gonna fly through, but Power BI is the largest and fastest growing BI platform. Like I said, 8 years, tens of millions of users across hundreds of countries using Power BI day in, day out, and that's all thanks to you. And the community is just what drives us, right? And you guys all know Power BI. We are deeply embedded in the community, whether it's on Twitter, engaging with you guys, on our community forums, in our user groups, in our Reddit forums, at this conference, through meetings. So we love you, and we love the questions, we love the feedback, and that's what drives us. And it shows, right? 97% of Fortune 500 companies use Power BI, right? There's a couple of companies in the Fortune 500 that might, still not, the Googles of the world maybe not, but we'll get them one day. Again, for years, Gartner has put us far and away the leader in the Magic Quadrant on both vision and execution. And again, that's all thanks to you and your feedback. And so I like to show some of these customer stories. These are case studies that are up on our website, but I like to use these examples just to talk about what customers are doing with Power BI. And EY is a great example. There's a lot of EY people at the conference. I don't know if anybody's here in the room. Yeah, I got some. And EY is a great example where these are tax professionals, right? These are Excel junkies. These are the people that live and breathe Excel. And they are leveraging Power BI and Office integrations, SharePoint integrations, Teams integrations, Excel integrations to really get their work done and make sure that they can focus on the analytics, but still work in their tools of choice. Walmart, another great example. I don't know if I have anybody from Walmart here, but Walmart has standardized on Power BI's semantic modeling layer, which really allows them, whether it's an individual analyst or an executive leader, to use the same data to make decisions and really gets everybody to that single source of truth. P&G is another great example. They've leveraged Synapse and Power BI together to really get that big data semantic model going and really partnering closely with the line of business and the functions to make sure that the data is valuable and that it really transformed how they operated, right? So, we're here to talk about data culture, we're here to talk about, but really you're here for the demos, right? I promise, we'll get to them. So I'm gonna cover a bit of what we're doing today, and then I'm gonna bring out our amazing crew to show you a lot. There's a lot of demos. So, but first, I just wanna talk about how we're gonna present those demos, how we're gonna talk about the session, how we're gonna talk about Power BI. And so we start with how we empower every individual, right? And for this, core to this message is what we call PowerPoint for data. Power BI needs to be as easy to use as building a PowerPoint slide. Whether it's formatting text in the same way, dragging and dropping things on the canvas, it's just that easy because everybody in Office needs to be familiar with Power BI to be able to work with data. And of course, it's about those beautiful reports, being able to build something amazing that not only tells a data story, but puts your unique stamp on it, right? And we're continuing to invest heavily when it comes to visuals, to making it easier, and just letting you have exactly what you want to make it look exactly how you need to tell your story. And of course, Power BI is accessible everywhere. Our mobile apps are best in class, beloved. Anybody use the mobile app? Anybody wake up in the morning? I see some hands. Every morning I open my eyes and check our user numbers. So we love our mobile apps, and you'll see some cool stuff here today. So that's the first stanza. The second is about empowering every team. And this, one thing I always love to tell people when they ask, how do I build a data culture in my organization? What should I do? How do I get people actually using the data, right? Our Office integrations with Power BI, when customers are using it, their users are 2 to 3.5 times more engaged with the product. And that's because they don't have to go hunt for the data somewhere else. It's in context of where they work. They get notifications in Teams. They can explore the data in Excel. They can collaborate on it in SharePoint. So really, if you're struggling with your business users kind of making use of that data, Office integrations are something you should definitely explore. And so, some examples of this. Power BI is embedded in Teams, so that right there you get the full Power BI experience, and then we can take advantage of features like notifications, tabs, meetings integrations to make this even better. Of course, we love Excel. Who loves Excel? Anybody? Yeah, I love Excel, it's okay. But we all know Excel sprawl, right? Everybody exports the thing, sends it around, and then everybody has 5 different numbers that are all kind of slightly different, right? This is where Power BI comes in with Excel integration. So you can connect live to the semantic model in an Excel pivot table or a flat table, explore the data, share it with your colleagues, access is respected, data is refreshed, highly confidential labels stay, so you can let your users work where they want to work and still know that they're working with the right set of data. One thing we announced recently is native SharePoint and OneDrive integration with Power BI. So a lot of folks working in Office, they don't know about publishing the service and workspaces and all this stuff in the Power BI service that's a little bit higher end. They just have a Power BI report, and they want to get it to their colleague, and they want to share the numbers, right? So now you can publish your Power BI reports directly to SharePoint and OneDrive, and your consumers, your people you're collaborating with, can go open it and explore the data right there in context. So they don't even need to worry about, the Power BI service and permissions there and workspaces and all that stuff. They can use the tools they know and love. And finally, for this one, I have to walk to the keyboard, and it's about telling data stories with PowerPoint, because beautiful reports are all fine and good, but sometimes you have questions about the data, you want to explore the data, and so you can have a live report built into the PowerPoint slide and really explore and slice and dice the data and get your answers to the question live in context. And then finally, it's about empowering every organization, big and small. And that's where our world's leading semantic model is just amazing, right? This is built off of the analysis services engine many of you know and love, have been around for a long time. But the amazing thing is that XMLA endpoint allows any other visualization tool to use it. So you might have business users that say, I love Tableau, I love Click, I want to stay there. Fine, that's great. We can still work off of the same set of data. And you're going to see a bit of this today, but we now have full web-based authoring in the web. This is for the Mac users, this is for the quick edits, this is for the people who don't want to download Power BI Desktop. Maybe they're not allowed to download Power BI Desktop. Now we have DAX authoring, model editing, all that great stuff in the web. And then the OneLake Data Hub. So the OneLake Data Hub is key for data discovery and data reuse. I hear a lot from our customers in Power BI that people just keep recreating the same thing in different versions of the truth, and they don't know that I already did all this work. I already have this semantic model built. We've already curated it. We've already certified it. And that's where the Data Hub comes in. And the Data Hub lets you show the lineage. It lets you see when it was last refreshed. It lets you certify and endorse things and make sure that your business users can access it, whether it's in Power BI, in Teams, in Excel, in Outlook, anywhere work gets done. And finally, it's about advanced authoring for the BI pros. Of course, we don't want to forget about our BI pros, our most prolific authors that deliver so much content to so many users in the organization. And we've made a lot of strides here, and you'll see a lot in the demos today, around things like Git authoring and CI/CD and pro modeling tooling. And of course, this would not be a Microsoft session without talking about AI. AI is infused in everything you do. And you will see that in our demos that we don't have an AI section because literally every part of our demo is AI. And the thing that I love about Copilot is it really just makes you more powerful, right? It makes you more productive, it up-levels your skills, it gets you to insights faster, right? And it's just amazing how quickly you can get started, and you'll see later today in the Power Hour, if anybody's attending, how quickly we built our demos off of Copilot. So I'm very grateful because it makes me a lot faster in Power BI, and I hope if you haven't tried it yet, you do. And if you haven't tried it yet, Copilot for Power BI is available in public preview now. All you need to go do is turn on the admin switch. So if you have not yet, there's a switch, go flip it on, go try it. If you have Power BI Premium, you already have access and you are already licensed for it. So please, please, please go give it a try.